guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Lorena and this is Where the Eula Berries. So for today's video, we're gonna finally stop touching my hair because that's a big problem. Okay, so for today's video, I'm gonna be filming my 17 and pregnant story. If you haven't already, I do have one up. I think it's called like Teen Pregnancy, but I'll link it in the cards so you guys can watch that one. But I just wanted to do another one because I put it on a poll on Instagram. I was gonna say YouTube. I'll put it right here. I asked what you guys wanted to see, and this was very, very recommended, I guess. So yeah, let's just jump right into the video. So, I basically want to start off by saying I do not condone teen pregnancy, teen sex, blah, 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 because I don't want people to think that I am, but it happens. I'm not the first person it happened to, and I won't be the last. So, I got pregnant when I was 17 years old, and I found out 2 weeks after my 17th birthday. So basically, I was going to have surgery on my tonsils. I was going to get them removed, and basically when you have surgery you have to get like a pregnancy test done, a blood test done, like a bunch of stuff just to make sure you're okay to have surgery. So the morning of my surgery they went and did a pregnancy test, and my mom and my dad were both with me, and they're like, basically they take it and they test it, and then if it's negative you're okay, if it's positive you're not. Well, they tested it and then they got me ready and prepped for surgery, and I was on the operating table, and the anesthesiologist was about to put me to sleep when the nurse ran in and basically asked him if he had seen the test and if he knew that it was positive. I was very out of it. I don't know why. They hadn't given me medicine or anything. They just had given me, I want to say like the saline and stuff, but I was like confused what was going on. So then a nurse comes up and asks me if I am sexually active, awkward, and I was like, what did I say? I think I said yes. I was like, yes, and she was like, do you use protection? And I was like, yes. And she was like, okay, we have to test your pee again. Like, literally, that's how she said it. We have to test your pee again to see if you're pregnant. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what? I was so confused. So then basically, they took me out. They had me pee in a cup again and tested it in front of me this time, and it was positive. So the nurse told me, like, basically, they had to tell my parents they couldn't do the surgery, or I had to, and what did I prefer. Of course, I was gonna have her tell them because I was scared out of my mind. I was like, I'm pretty sure I thought my dad was gonna kill me, like, right there and then. But she said, who did I want to come in? And I said, my mom. So they bring my mom in, and my mom was like freaking out for some reason. I don't know if she thought I got hurt or what, but she was like, baby, what's wrong? Like, almost crying, and I was like so scared to tell her, and she was like, this is how she looked at me, you're pregnant. And I was just like, yes. And so my mom was like, I need to sit down, I'm gonna faint. So the nurse sits her down, and basically she's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna tell your dad? He's gonna be so mad. I don't want to tell him. And I was like, I don't want to tell him, I'm the pregnant one. So the nurse says that she'll go out to the waiting room and tell my dad for us with my mom. So they both go out there, and my mom comes back in and she tells me to go ahead and get dressed, that we are leaving. And I asked her what my dad said, and she just stayed quiet. So I knew that was bad. So we get to the car, and my dad's so quiet, and I see he was crying. So I'm like very quiet. My mom has my phone in my hospital bag, so she didn't give it to me, and I couldn't text Marcus, which is the father of my son, that I was out basically, and that I needed him. I needed him bad. So my dad ends up stopping at like a Carl's Jr. and he gets out and my mom gives me my phone. So I call him, Marcus, and I tell him like, hey, I can have the surgery, and he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm pregnant. And he was so quiet. It took him like, I want to say a good minute to say, you're kidding me. And I was like, no, I'm serious. And he says, I'm going to text you. I'm with my friends, because he had spent the night at his friends that night. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So he texts me like, are you serious? And I sent him a picture of the ultrasound. I sent him a picture of the pregnancy test because they gave it to me. And he was like, oh my gosh, like, what are we gonna do? And I literally was freaking out. I didn't know what I was gonna do. So then basically the nurses told my dad and my mom that I should go to a clinic and get actually a pregnancy test done, because there could be a number of things that cause it to be positive. So when we get back to my house, my mom takes me to a clinic and we get blood tested, because it was a faint line at the doctor's office, so they didn't know if it was or not. And then I had a doctor's appointment 2 days later to tell me the results, and it came back that I was positive, pregnant. So basically, that was how I found out. I had a pretty easy pregnancy. I am diabetic, so I had a high risk pregnancy, but I had a really, really good OB. He was like really good. And Marcus was by me the whole time. My family, my mom's side was very, very supportive. My dad's side was a little less supportive. I think they were very disappointed, and I kind of had like an awkward pregnancy. Like, no one really communicated with me. It was kind of shitty, but nonetheless, I do love my son, and everyone loves him now. Also, Marcus's family was very supportive. They were supportive just because they were like, what are we going to do? There's nothing that's going to change it. My mom's family was supportive because my mom was a teen mom, and I mean, it happens. But that's pretty much my story, I guess. My labor story was hell. I was in labor for 36 hours, I believe, and after that, I did get the epidural, but it didn't work for me at all. It worked while I was having contractions. I didn't feel anything, but I felt every push, everything during delivery, and I believe I don't know how many pushes it took to get him out, but it was a lot. And he was actually preemie. He was born 5 weeks early, so he's not considered preemie. 6 weeks is considered preemie, but he was so small. He was only like 5 pounds, 5 pounds, or was he 6? Oh my gosh, 6 pounds, 15 ounces. There you go. And he was 18 inches long, so he's a shorty. He's very, very short. But yeah, we gave birth to a beautiful baby boy named Ezra. I have videos with him all down below if you guys want to check them out. But that is pretty much my 17 and pregnant story. It's kind of short. It's nothing like drama, or there's no like tea to spill. It wasn't like a super hard teen pregnancy. I was already 17 and about to be 18 in January, so I mean, what could people do? Nothing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. If you guys want to see any more story times, let me know what kind of stories you guys would like to hear. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.